Hello everyone and welcome to Expedition number 3, Cartographers. The event went live only a few days ago, but fear not, it will stay up for about 6 more weeks, so if you cannot play it soon, don't worry, you will have the time to make sure you complete it. That being said, this event is not that hard, but it can certainly take a while, primarily due to what I think is an oversight on the devs' side. But I will get into that in a few moments. Let's start with the expedition itself. The expedition starts pretty much the same as all the other ones, a new save, limited equipment, and a shared planet, which I'm not entirely sure how it operates this time. The planet I started on was definitely shared, but it was not nearly as populated as the previous expedition, meaning there could be a few variable starts this time around to ease the computing load, which would be pretty nice. Regardless, the other expeditions so far have focused on exploring the universe, but what I like a lot about Cartographers is that it primarily takes place on a singular planet. Your starting spaceship is damaged and requires some pretty expensive materials to fix. Well, expensive for the new save at least. The goal is to run around and complete milestones to get free materials or recipes that you can then use to repair your ship and finally leave the planet. What's cool about Cartographers is that the milestones cover a variety of features in No Man's Sky. Base building, sites of interest, exocrafts, underwater environments, and general exploring all require some attention to complete this expedition. All these milestones can be seen as I cycle through each of the 5 individual branches as well. The problem, however, revolved around said exocrafts and travel distances. There is a milestone to deploy a Minotaur exocraft, as well as one to travel 15,000 units in an exocraft. On the starting planet, I was unable to actually place the Minotaur since more than 5 already exist. Now that in itself is not a huge issue because later you can find a new planet, place it, and drive around for a bit. The problem, and it's a relatively small one, comes in actually managing to travel to outposts. In order to fly your ship, you will need to repair the pressurization capsule, which requires 2 Herox along with condensed carbon. Following the path of the expedition, you need to visit said outpost to complete the mission that actually give you the recipe for Herox. Finding the outpost is not an issue. By completing other milestones, you get maps you can use to highlight their locations. The problem is that on planet, they are very far away. Mine are 9 to 12, sometimes even 16 hours of travel. Without being able to get to these locations, the crafting recipe for Herox will remain locked and you will not be able to leave the planet. Now we arrive at tips and tricks to help you along this expedition. First, the musts, things you should be doing at all times as you are running around. Scan everything, and I mean everything. There are milestones for scanning all 10 creatures, 12 plants, and 18 minerals, which will require you to explore the oceans and caves as well as the general surface. These milestone rewards are key to progressing the expedition as a whole and offer some very beneficial resources, but unfortunately they take quite a bit of effort, so start them early. Do the base building milestones early as well. These milestones also have quite good rewards, but the requirements for completing them are not that bad, assuming you have the resources on hand. The benefit is that once the milestone is complete, you can disassemble the base with no net loss of resources. The final key recommendation is to look out for metal fingers and buried mineral deposits. These are key. Remember needing 2 Herox? These drop crystal fragments, which when broken in the inventory have the chance to drop Herox, which is how I actually managed to repair that part of my ship. The buried mineral deposits also have the added bonus of counting towards collecting 5 buried items, for which buried treasure modules don't count for some reason. Anyways, on to more minor suggestions, things I think would generally help but are not quite pivotal. Get a portal quickly. This just makes traveling back to your ship much easier. The portal does not even need to be powered to teleport to it, and it's a milestone, so you might as well place it. Always carry a smelter and a signal booster around. A great strategy for charting 4 nav points, or getting lucky with a nearby outpost if that happens to be your method for obtaining it, is to use the signal booster, carry it with you towards a building, and once you interact with that building, place the signal booster again, and then go to the next one. Along the way, keep an eye out for buried bones, of which you need 10, and hazardous flora, which you need to destroy 20 of. When you're done moving in a particular direction, you can create a new base with a new teleporter to warp you back to your starting point. Once again, this is a second milestone, and it's just an easier way to get back as it's a lot faster than having to run back over the ground you just covered. So, with that being said, I have not touched upon the rewards or even the fifth leg of the expedition because I do want there to be some discovery left for all of you. Hopefully you are all just as excited to play the Cartographers expedition as I was because it's really well done and it's a very cool experience that you should definitely not miss. Thank you all so much for watching, and stay tuned for more No Man's Sky content and other videos that are in the works. Don't forget to like if you found this guide useful, and have a great rest of your day, evening, and or night. We'll see you soon.